Welcome to class 11 students. This is the continuation part of the chapter body fluids and circulation. In my previous video I started talking about the components, means the different types of white blood cells. I have said that the white blood cells, all the white blood cells are divided into mainly two categories: agranulocytes, which do not have any cytoplasmic granules in them and which do not have lobed nucleus, and the second category is granulocytes, which have cytoplasmic granules in them and they have lobed nucleus, multi-lobed nucleus they are. So I started talking about the three types of granulocytes, which are neutrophil, eosinophil and basophil. I have already discussed neutrophil and eosinophil, and now I'm going to continue from basophil. Okay, so let's start. Let's continue with the next part of means the next type of WBC. We have, in my previous video we have already discussed neutrophil, its structure, how many lobes are there and its function. Also did eosinophil, its structure, number of lobes and its function. Okay, next let's move on to the third type of granulocyte, which is basophil. Right, now basophils, they contain both fine and coarse granules and they are stained by basic dye. Okay, and here the nucleus is bilobed or kidney shaped. Here you can see both, it is bilobed, this is one lobe and this is the other lobe, and it is kidney shaped, somewhat kidney shaped it is there, like kidney beans. Okay, so basophils are only 0 to 1% of the total number of leukocytes, and their main function is that here in this picture it is written that they are known for their role in asthma, but their main function is that they release histamine and heparin. Now histamine is for allergic purpose and heparin is anticoagulant, and thus heparin prevents intravascular blood coagulation. Coagulation happens to stop excess loss of blood when we get a wound or a cut on or an injury on our skin, right? But if means heparin is required for the process of coagulation, for the purpose of coagulation, so that we do not lose excessive amount of blood. But if there is any injury inside the blood vessels, then also if blood coagulates, then normal blood flow will not take place and all the cells of our body will not get blood, and thus they will not receive oxygen, and thus a chain of all problems will take place. So to prevent that, heparin is present in our blood. It is an anticoagulant and it prevents intravascular blood coagulation. Okay, so we are done with all the three types of granulocytes. Now let's move on to the second category of WBCs, which is agranulocytes. Now the definition of agranulocytes will be just opposite to that of granulocytes. Agranulocytes are those leukocytes which are devoid of cytoplasmic granules and they contain unlobed nucleus. Both the characteristics are opposite than that in granulocytes. In granulocytes, cytoplasmic granules were present. In agranulocytes, cytoplasmic granules are absent. On the other hand, in granulocytes, lobed nucleus are present, and in agranulocytes, unlobed nucleus, means the normal nucleus, only one mass is present. Okay, now agranulocytes are again of two types, lymphocyte and monocyte. Now first let's talk about lymphocyte. They are non-granular and mononuclear leukocytes. You can see that only one, means no lobes and nothing, only proper nucleus is present. And here you can see the function. It fights infections by producing antibodies. Okay, so we all know that lymphocytes produce antibodies. Means we generally know that antibodies are produced by white blood cells, but now there are different types of white blood cells. So which particular type of white blood cell produces antibodies? The lymphocytes produce antibodies, and then they protect our body from foreign substances. And the second category of agranulocyte is monocyte. Okay, now they are the largest of all the types of blood corpuscles. means RBC, platelets, and among all WBCs also, monocytes are the largest, and they contain a large bean-shaped nucleus. You can say somewhat bean-shaped it is, and a significant amount of cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is also present a significant amount. They are motile, means they move from here and there, and they are phagocytic in nature. You know the meaning of phagocytic. They engulf solid particles, and thus they engulf the invaded or foreign bacteria or virus that get inside our body. So this is all about the different types of white blood cells, which are categorized into two groups, agranulocytes and granulocytes. Now in your book you will find the difference between RBC and WBC. You will have to learn that very well, and also all the functions of all the different types of WBCs and how many lobes they have, what kind of granules they have. I have made you mark in your book in the offline class, so you will learn accordingly. Okay, now we will continue with the next part of this chapter. After we are done with the different types of white blood cells, next what we are going to talk about is the third category of blood corpuscles, which is known as platelets. The other name of platelets is thrombocytes. I've already told you. So how can we define platelets? The blood corpuscles which are small, oval or biconvex shaped, colorless, non-nucleated. They also do not contain the nucleus. Cytoplasmic fragments of giant cells of bone marrow are known as platelets or thrombocytes. Okay, so they are colorless, they are oval or disc shaped, they are biconvex, non-nucleated, they do not have a nucleus, and they are fragments, they are cytoplasmic fragments of the giant cells of bone marrow. Okay, now what is their origin? Similarly, like erythropoiesis in case of RBC means the formation of RBC, leukopoiesis I have told you previously, which is the formation of WBC. Platelets is known as thrombopoiesis. The other name of platelets is thrombocytes, right? So from the name thrombocytes, thrombopoiesis word comes, and it is the formation of platelets from the megakaryocytes of the red bone marrow. Okay, now lifespan of platelets is 3 to 7 days, and after that they are disposed of by the reticuloendothelial cells of the spleen. Finally, we come to the functions of the platelets. You all know that they help in blood coagulation by releasing thromboplastin, which is a factor. Platelet factor is a blood coagulating factor, and they help in blood coagulation if you have a injury or cut or wound on your skin. Platelets also release fibrin stabilizing factor and help in clot retraction to tighten the clot. Okay, they also help in repairing the damaged portions of the blood capillaries. So this is all about the functions of platelets. Next, you will find in your book the difference between plasma and blood corpuscles. There are 4 points under this difference. You will have to learn this. And next we will start with the blood groups, ABO system of blood group given by Karl Landsteiner in the next video. Okay, thank you.